I was trying to figure out how I wanted to write about Sade. Sade either makes you want to be in a relationship or you want Sade to be the soundtrack of the relationship you're in. Or you need Sade there at the end when the relationship is over and you need to feel comforted. I didn't pay attention to Sade when she first came out. I mean, other than, Smooth Operator, which is an iconic song, and Your Love is King, but I was too young to understand what she was singing about. And then years later, I hear Paradise a lot. It comes on Video Soul, and I'm like, God, why does this song keep coming on? And I still didn't pay attention to her. I wasn't old enough to understand what she was singing about. She was always singing about, pain and relationships, but it's the 80s. I didn't know anything about, I knew I wanted to be in a relationship because I was trying to recreate what my parents had, because they had gone, they had separated, and I was like, I got to get me a wife, and she and I are going to forge a relationship like my parents, and we're going to stay together because I feel safer that way. Years later go by, and I hear Sade again, but this time I'm in a relationship. I'm in high school, and my girlfriend at the time wanted to see Indecent Proposal with Demi Moore, Woody Harrelson, and Robert Redford. I'm so torn with this movie. It's a beautiful movie. It's gut-wrenching. It's depressing. It's sad, but it's a love story. For those who haven't seen it, I don't know how to help you, but you should have seen it by now. It was 1993. The premise of the movie is Woody Harrelson is this architect, this dreamer. He wants to build his wife a house. But they have a house right now. They're living in the house. They got a little piece of shit car, and they're happy though. Like, the less you have, the happier you are. Having stuff makes it where you can't see how important the other person is because there's stuff in the way. They didn't have anything. They just had a nice little house. She had a little garden in the back. He was, an architect or whatever, and he was having their dream house built overlooking this water. It's a dream, but he wanted to build it for her because he loved her. Their money was running low. I think he lost his job. She lost her job. They had money problems, and they wanted to solve it. So they took their savings and went to Vegas one night to, see if they could win the money that they needed so they could buy the house or have the house built. And then they won some money. Then they lost all their money. And Robert Redford had seen Demi Moore earlier walking around the casino, and he came up to them and said, "Hey man, why don't y'all join me in my hotel later for drinks?" And they took him up on his offer. And Robert Redford is like a billionaire, and they talk about he tries to find out how much he loves Woody Harrelson, and how much Woody Harrelson loves Demi Moore, and vice versa. And then he challenges it by saying, "Look, I'll give you $1 million for your wife." And then he's insulted. They laugh. He's insulted, and then he considers it. And then he tries to act like he doesn't want to listen to it. And they leave. They go back to their hotel room, and the entire night they toss and turn because she's like, "That's a lot of money." He's like, "That's a lot of money." It will only be one night. Like, they give it some consideration, and that's where it becomes a problem because their money problems are so bad that they are willing to sacrifice their love, the physical love they have for each other. Like, they're willing to sacrifice the integrity of their relationship for money. And eventually they say, "Look, man, it's just one night. Y'all will have sex, and that'll be it, but you'll be mine forever." And she's like, "Yeah, you're right." They go to the hotel. They say, "Look, man, we'll take you up on the deal." They sign the contract. It's paperwork involved. It's real. He has paperwork involved. He signs the contract. As soon as Woody Harrelson signs the contract and leaves the hotel, Robert Redford's like, "Look, get on this helicopter." He takes her as far away as he can. He puts on the helicopter. He puts on the boat. I didn't think he was going to bring her back. But he's impressing her, but he's also like taking her away from Woody Harrelson, and he puts on his yacht, gives us his dope dress, and like, you're on a yacht wearing a dress, you got to have sex with a man in the middle of the ocean And it's okay. Like, he wooed her, and then Woody Harrelson is sick the entire time. Like, he just can't. He's drinking. He's mad. He can't believe he let it happen. He calls his lawyer. Like, he's upset, right? Like, he's really upset about what happened. And when Demi Moore comes back, he's like, he's sad. He's looking at her like, I can't believe you did it, but also like, I'm ashamed of myself. He grabs her and walks away like she's a victim. Like she's been kidnapped and she's been returned to him. And then eventually, Woody Harrelson's jealousy and rage wouldn't allow him to, not ask questions. She was like, don't ask me questions. He's like, I gotta know. Eventually he pushes Demi Moore away. She goes to Robert Redford, becomes his girl. Woody Harrelson goes crazy. And then eventually, Robert Redford's character notices and sees how important and how much they love each other. Right? And he breaks up with Demi Moore and sends her back to Woody Harrelson. The whole issue I had with that movie is it was beautiful what they had before they let the money be the problem. They had that love that is only portrayed in movies. That love where they tell you in a movie it's okay if you don't have money, as long as you have each other and y'all love each other and y'all have little small moments between each other that makes life way more important than having a house on the hill and cars you can't pronounce and clothes that are going to be out of style in a week, but you're willing to pay $12,000 for it. Now, like, they had the love that is derived from fairy tales. Like, they just had a raggedy car, a house. She had a small garden, but they had their dog and they had a home. Sometimes you have more when you have less. You have more sometimes when you have less. When did it get to the point where what in society is making us say, yo, I know love is important and I know, me and my wife or my girl or that person I care about could have, the best time if we just focus on each other. But we got to go out here and get these things. What happened to that? When did something that's not real become more important than something that's real? When did money that comes from a tree turn into paper with ink on it and somebody's dead face become more important than the actual person you could touch and feel and see? Some people will say because that's the way the world is, capitalism. You got to have money if you want to have things. And it's like, you don't though. You don't. But the title track of that movie, when soundtracks were relevant, was No Ordinary Love. And my girlfriend at the time wanted the soundtrack, and she didn't want the soundtrack, she wanted the album because Sade had a whole album coming out. Love Deluxe came out in 1993. In my opinion, in the world I live in reality, I believe the Sade Love Deluxe album is the most complete album ever constructed, put together, assembled. It's better than the Avengers. The album is 9 songs, 8 have lyrics. The last one is an instrumental by her band, which went on to do their own solo album, and they were called Sweetback. But it's 9 songs. My favorite song is, I don't have a favorite song, but if I had to choose one, gun to my head, I Couldn't Love You More is my favorite song. She said, I couldn't love you more if I tried. I couldn't love you. Like I have exhausted. Like I'm at the end. Like I could not love you more if I tried. The song starts off, it's pain. In every Sade song, there is pain. There's love and there's pain. But in order to get to that love, you gotta listen to the pain. You gotta go through the pain. You gotta get through it. And that's what her music is. I love pain though. I'm starting to realize that I actually love pain because that's the only time you really feel alive. When I'm happy, I'm like, this is going to end. I'm going to forget it because I'm going to be chasing it again. It's an adrenaline. But with pain, it's like, I feel that it don't go away. It's with me forever. Pain is with me forever. even when I get the help, even if I get the therapy, even if I get, on drugs, the pain is in the bone. It's like a tattoo, and that's on her album too. She got a song called Tattoo. Oh my God. Every song on that album is incredible. And then I just went back and listened to every Sade album, and every Sade album was incredible. And then me and my girlfriend in high school, we broke up. I was with her for like 3 years. But she introduced me to Sade. So I associated Sade with her. Like I couldn't have her and not have Sade, and I couldn't have Sade and not have her. And me and my girlfriend from high school, we broke up. We had been together like 3 years. 4 probably. But when we broke up, I couldn't listen to Sade because I had married the two, because she had reintroduced me to Sade through Love, but now Pain. I couldn't have Sade anymore. And it took me 2 years before I could listen to Sade again. And any girl I dated after her, like a requirement for me to like you or to date you was you had to like Sade. Like I needed you to like Sade. I wanted you to like Sade. And if you didn't, I was like, I'm not attracted to this person. Like how you not like Sade? Stronger Than Pride. The titles of her albums: Promise, Stronger Than Pride, Love Deluxe. The best album title for an album ever in the history of albums is Soldier of Love. Soldier of Love is the best title of an album of all time. This woman says, I'm a soldier in the war to love. Because love is war. You gotta fight to love somebody. Somebody could take the person you love, like they could take them, like kill them. It's a war. You gotta protect. Love is war. You gotta fight. It's a battle. It's an emotional battle. It's a spiritual battle. It's a physical battle. Like you trying to either stay looking a certain way, stay loving somebody a certain caliber. Like it's training. It's work. And you're a soldier in it. Like you are enlisted in the army, and your goal is to conquer love or be in love. Like I love Sade. And I was mad. This is a petty moment, but I didn't like Drake for a while because I saw Drake in a picture with Sade, like hugged up with Sade, and I was like, what world do I live in where Drake is standing next to the woman that makes me believe that love is possible? Because love, Sade makes you want to either get into a relationship, or Sade makes you, play that music while you're in a relationship with her, because as long as Sade's playing, you feel like your relationship has a chance. Like there's this frequency music or this melody playing in the background for your relationship. Or you're comforted knowing that when you come out of a relationship, if it doesn't work out, that Sade will be there to comfort you. Like she's there to land on. You're there to land on. So Sade is triggering for me. Indecent Proposal is triggering for me. That movie is triggering for me because it makes you say, why can't we just like not have money be an issue? Why does that have to be a criteria? Why does something have to be done, or why does something have to be given to you in order for you to love somebody? Like, why does love have to be so transactional in that regard? But I listen to Sade and I need her. Like I need to hear her. I seen her in concert. And that's even a trigger for me because I went with somebody that I'm no longer with, and That person is a trigger for me. That person is a trigger for me. I see that person or I talk to that person, it's a trigger for me. And it's pain. But I cannot not listen to Sade. Like, I have to. Almost a masochist. Soldier of love. Like, what? I love Sade.